Good morning. Good morning. As if, I think it's probably later than morning. Maybe afternoonish. No, it's still 9. It's 9:13. Hey, good morning, YouTube. What's up, what's up? Anybody new? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am a spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, oracle, psychic, and witch. I'm really just a reincarnated soul here teaching the divine feminine awakening during the end days. Yes. In order to keep up with me, you're going to have to go catch another video to understand the details of what I'm going to explain in this video. Just how it works. What are we talking about today, Willis? I'm very honored. You can hear my voice is calm. I'm very honored, and I believe I'll cry. So let's just start with that. Fair warning, emotions are high. I don't know if it is my shadow work or just something to look at as a shadow, but definitely we need to speak on something. I'm very honored in the sense of who delivered the message this morning. I sat here, it was a long talk, I went through a lot of messages, and I really ended up talking about the end times, what's to come, the Antichrist's rise, and how all this goes down, and in that moment of fear, and just like, oh man, it's coming. And then somehow, you live in the presently, what's happening? Well, the debate happened, and that doesn't matter. None of this matters. And they're like, well, there's another one. It doesn't matter. He comes, he sees, he conquers. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. You putting your name on a piece of paper and all of your information is doing nothing more than marking yourself by the beast. This is not, he wins. He wins. He wins. And he comes and he does his job as everybody wants. The whole damn world wants him to assume power, to show that America is the most powerful, and the world wants him to come in and fix all these problems. Manhandle all these problems. The Russians want him to come in and deal with this shit. The fucking Palestine needs him to come in and deal with this shit. America needs them to come in and deal with all the immigrants. All of this shit. He is ready to go. It's gonna be whack-a-mole. And that's it. He's gonna make us the most powerful country ever again. Alright, so in order to help these people, what do they want? They want time, energy, resources, humans. They want human sacrifices. Fight for us. Fight for us. Help us stop these things. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, he is not he's not lifting one fucking finger. We, the people, are going to have to get our hands dirty, and what he says is about to be. So it's like, oh, God, here it comes. Here it comes. And then I got Joan of Arc here. She's ready. She's ready. Oh, damn, God, it's all coming up. That's what I told Mr. Plum. How quick until he's in the office and can start pushing buttons? Not till January, the second Tuesday of January. It's like, oh shit, brace yourself for impact. Do you guys remember last time? It was only a couple of, I don't know if it was weeks, maybe months, where he pushed a button that none of us knew he was going to push, and he sent some secret attack over onto Syria, and we were sitting around patiently waiting to see if we were going to be under attack after what he did. Everybody's like, yeah, he had the right to do it. Yeah, he has all the power to do whatever he's going to do. But right now, man, how long? Shit. It all goes down. That's what I'm here for. I'm the Lilith, reincarnated for the end days. It's just like, holy shit. So in this time, I was brought to, I'm in the present. Okay, presently what's happening. Futuristically what's happening. And then I get shot back into the past. And our Savior, Jesus Christ, stands before me and shows me. And it was just beautiful. It was just beautiful. During these times of fear, and persecution, he shows me his. They hunted him, as the card said yesterday. I want to hunt you. He had to stay off the radar. He had to go and just spread the hope and faith. Just spread the hope and faith. Just spread the hope and faith. That's all he did. He proclaimed that there was another God. There was another way. That there was something to believe in outside of their power. And they wanted to hunt him down. They sent their best of the best. And when they came near him, they became part of him. You know what I mean? And that's the 12 disciples. The murderers and the tax collectors and the adulterers and the fucking the boards and all of this. He took all the sinners and made them super winners. It's like, nah, come here. You're about to switch sides and be a winner. We're winning. And they did. He always told him, this guy's going to get you, though. Just keep doing what you're doing, but eventually this is what's going to happen. He saw, dude, they're going to get me. They're going to get me. But I got to keep doing it until they get me. I got to keep doing it until they get me. And they got him. And then they decided, no, you're going to deny this Lord. No, I'm not. And they started beating him, ripping his skin off of him, taking away everything, all his dignity. No, you're going to deny that this is true. No, just have faith. He's real. He's real. He's real. You guys have faith. Don't look at what they're doing. Have faith. Have humility. Have belief. He's real. Like, no, he's not. Say, hang him on the cross. And this is where it all started. It's like, I was thinking about, this is where he came to me. I was like, only Jesus could bring this conversation, and this is our dark sense of humor. He's like, I tell you, I never wore underwear. And it's like that. He's like, they stripped me of everything. They stripped me of everything. Do you think that they really had respect for my manhood? That they covered me up? No, the world covered me up to be pleasing to the eye. They didn't want to see what they fully did to me. Right? They nailed him to a fucking, to a tree. They hung him. You know what I mean? That's what it is. They sacrificed him to their God. And what happened? God came back and destroyed them. Which is a great Kali story. I'm seeing the Kali story with Jade Barada. And he destroyed everything and made himself known. And then he brought him back. Right? It's like, you said I had no power. You said my God wasn't real. Okay, you're going to face God, and then I'm going to come back invincible. You will never see me again. Never see me again. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you. I was the voice of good. The voice of faith. The voice of good. Okay. He wasn't the only one. Every one of the 12, with the one exception of Peter, robbing Peter to pay Paul, though. And look at what they did to Peter. Jesus. Did they Judas Peter? But with the one exception, you know what I mean? They went on. And they told about this God like they were told. Even though they watched what they did to him for telling about it. They knew that they were going to face the same persecution if they opened their mouths. They knew they were in the same. But they knew that they were protected. It's just the same. They witnessed with their own eyes that God was real. He made sure that they saw that he was real. Even if they never actually touched him, they witnessed his miracles. So they had to tell these stories, dude. They couldn't not tell these stories, even if it was going to get them fucking killed. My favorite is Paul, the Apostle Paul. He's my closest. It's like, dude, the persecution, but I gotta do this, dude. It doesn't matter what you do to me. I've seen what you did to Jesus, but I've seen how God saved Jesus. And he will save me too, if I do as Jesus said. And that's where the mission becomes, you become the missionary, because you know that you are doing God's work, and you are all protected by God. And you know that just as Jesus said, be like me and be that. Be of the Spirit. Be one with the Spirit. Be protected. But religion, then the temples are rebuilt. And this is where it all starts. Mr. Plum tells me that they're going to reintroduce religion into schools as an elective. And I just dropped to my fucking belly. I'm not against religion. It's the understanding. But what happens is, it's rules and regulations. The law versus the Spirit. They're going to teach these kids, and that's what happens to us. Is if you don't act this way, then you're out of the grace of God, and you are not protected, and you are not a godly person, and you will perish in the depths of hell. Is what all these religions teach, bro. They teach you if you don't follow this law, then you don't get to be in the kingdom of heaven. And each one of them have their own laws to how you're supposed to get to heaven. Their own practices, their own devotions, their own beliefs. Right? So now why are they doing this again with children? Because you can't make a grown person believe in something they don't want to believe in. But when they're children and they're impressionable, and that's why we send them to school, to fill them with beliefs that'll help them get through life. Now we want them to believe You know what I mean? And God, which is good. But the thing is they're like, if you don't act this way, then you don't get to know this God. They put such limitations, you know what I mean? Like simple shit like, okay, now teenagers, you know, thou shalt not lust. As soon as they start getting physical arousal that just happens within their body that they can't control, and even grown men can't, they look over at a woman and they get, you know, some of us women get a little too excited looking at Lewis Hamilton. You know what I mean? You can't control the biological body, and now all of a sudden your programming says you're a bad person because you're thinking lustful thoughts. So then what happens is you repress this badness that you've been told is bad, a shadow now, and you go somewhere else with it. It becomes a monster, and you're now doing pornography and weird stuff in the dark instead of just dating a girl or touching yourself or something like that, exploring these feelings. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. They tell you not to covet. So now every time that Jimmy wants what Susie's got, he feels like he's a sinner and he's an ungodly person because he wants something that she has. You know what I mean? They put all these rules on it. Every teenager that hates their parent, I don't care what teenager you are, you go through a hateful place with your parent because they're limiting you. You just want your freedoms and they don't understand your emotions, and that's it. So you get to a place of hate with your parent. Now the Bible says that you're sinning and you're ungodly because you feel this way towards your parents. Do you know what I mean? Every kid tells lies because they're scared to tell the truth. So now every time you open your mouth, you either don't because you're afraid to tell the truth, or if you tell a lie, now you think you're going to hell and God doesn't love you. Do you know what I mean? That's what these religions say. If you like a girl from a different race, or if you show your hair, or if you eat that food, you will never see God. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So then here I got to come in as Jesus and tell all of them that they're wrong. And they're trying to rip my fucking skin off. They want to rip my face off. They want to choke me. They want to sacrifice me. They want to burn me. They want to, you know what I mean? Sticks and stones. And they want to feed me to their devil. And they want to feed me to their fucking, they want to put me in jail and all this shit. And here comes Christ to remind me. And I took it for you. You'll never take it like me. They will never do to you what they did to me. And God is right next to you, and we are right here with you, as I told you they would be. And that's what happened. The faith. Yesterday, 2 men came to the door. And what happened is there's 2 doors to get through. So they should have stopped at the first door and pushed the button, but my son left the screen door open. So they literally came to the back door and were sitting down having dinner. And they knock on the door, and I'm like, it's that knock, I'm like, oh shit, is that the police? That's the police. And I look out the window and I see a white shirt. I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Everybody drop. Just kidding. He opens the door. Guess what is it? Guess what it is? It's God's missionaries. It's 2 young men from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The Mormon missionaries are here to speak with us about their God. Mr. Plum said, entertained them and said, I'm not gonna, no thank you. And we had a conversation about this over a week ago, because I love those people. I was like, let me ask you a question, Mr. Plum. He said, I let them in, and I told him, he's like, but I'm not going to change I'll talk with you, and I'm interested to hear what you have to say, but I'm not going to change my religion, and I'm not going to attend your church. And I asked him a question. I said, hey, Mr. Plum, do you think that you're cheating on God by going to see God in another house? He kind of looks at me. I was like, but, they're honoring God in another way, in another place. Do you feel like you're cheating on your God to go see God, how they talk to God? Or are you cheating on your church? Is it going to be like, what would God say if I go with these people into their home? Or is it more like, what would my church say if I didn't come to my church that weekend? Who's persecuting you? And is your church really going to persecute you for your interest in another church? Are you now not a godly person because you went into an ungodly house? I did this to him like a week ago. We had spoke about him and then they showed up. I swear. So anyways, they show up at the door. And I'm like, dude, isn't that cool, Mr. Plum? He said, what? I was like, God just walked up to our door. I was like, the only person that walked up to our door. It's like, was God. He sent his people to remind you that, hey, I'm out here. That's what I saw. The only person that knocked on our door, I've been here for 3 months, the only person to knock on the door, well, the police came. But the only person to knock on the door was God. And that was it, God's people. And I was telling my kids, they're like, who is it? I was like, there's God's workers. I was like, they're probably not from here, but they're here trying to get people to come into church and learn about God. And I was like, that's what they do. I was like, cool. I was like, they're like me, right? They're like Jesus, right? Now, what's really cool about them, and they got the hardest job, is they got to walk up to your house and let you persecute them in their face and tell you how you believe what they're doing is wrong and that your God is right. And they still got to be really kind and take your beating to the face and still hopefully ask you if you want to come to their church. Right? I had a church like that, Abundant Life. They'd come every week and every week and every week. Every Sunday they'd come walking through. They called it Adopt a Block. They'd go into, neighborhoods and they'd go knocking on doors. And they'd bring out fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. Anything they could donate to the block. If they had diapers and stuff. Hey, do you guys need anything? We got some donations going on out here. Just trying to pass out some flyers. We got a bus that'll come and pick you and your kids up. These are our times and dates and stuff. And they'd come out, outreaching. And they'd reach out. They came for months and months. After my ex-husband, kidnapped my daughter, my oldest son had just took his first trip to Campo, which is juvenile hall in San Diego, and my oldest daughter, was having her summer vacation down in Mexico, her first summer vacation. My youngest daughter had just been kidnapped, and my youngest son is in the NICU. And I'm just sitting in all my shadows, pains, and sufferings in this house, and here comes this knock. I finally get on that bus. And I become very committed to that bus and that church and that lifestyle, and they become my family. My children were raised in that church. Their prayers and blessings and understanding gave me faith and gave me hope to get myself back up. You know what I mean? And fight. And it was a good fight. But anyways, going back to it. It's like, when you're called to something that's just so much bigger than you. And this goes back to the tarot readers. Please do not come out here saying you are a high priestess and that you're out here fighting for the divine, for the understanding, for the higher collective, for that they can have hope and faith, and that you're walking as an actual chosen one, as a prophet, as an expression of God and his prophets and his people, whether in Christianity or whether in Buddhism or Judaism or, you know what I mean, whether in any belief system, one of the 148, and if there's more, we'll find them. You know what I mean? Being an expression. And, like that, it's like, it's an honor to teach people to have faith and hope. But with that honor, with that power comes great responsibility, and the responsibility is to take it on the chin, bro. They're going to persecute the shit out of you for trying to free their people from these low vibrational thoughts, trying to give them hope and faith. And right now, you got to watch your belief system, man, because they're going to want you to believe that this is for the better good. And that's where you got to watch out between the ego. It's like, does this really feel right? Yeah, it looks right on paper. It makes sense to the mind. It makes sense to the mind, but does this feel right? And so that's where the honor is. It's like, as I'm going into my priesthood and I'm about to hit that, it's not all roses, bro. I'm going to get super duper persecuted. There's a lot of religious leaders, and there's a lot of leaders in general that when I come in and I speak of hope and faith and of my Lord, it relinquishes their power, and they're going to want to fight me for taking away their power by doing nothing more than empowering the people. Right? That's what Jesus did. He empowered you. That's what Krishna did. That's what Buddha did. That's what Mother Mary did. That's what Mary Magdalene did. That's what the Morgan did. That's what Isis did. That's what, Mother Teresa and Mother Cabrini and Gandhi and Muhammad Ali and Kobe Bryant and Tupac Shakur and DMX and Nipsey Hussle. That's what they did. They empowered the people. You know what I mean? Rosa Parks. Jeez, that's what they did, dude. Aretha Franklin, they empowered the people by walking through, you're not just walking through the fire, but speaking on the fires, telling the truth, releasing people. Do you know what I mean? Empowering people by their power to overcome. And that's where Jesus comes in, is he showed us how to overcome in ways that I haven't fully. The ego rises, bro. The flesh rises. He was not of the flesh, man. He didn't have the thoughts of man to where this thinks, I think. He says, no, follow your heart, man. And I still, that's going to be the battle. The battle of good and evil is what the mind thinks and what the heart feels. His heart knew. But you know what I mean? There was times where his mind grew weary, as it said. My mind grows weary. It's like, your faith, you got to keep your faith strong. And what is faith? It's not what you think. It's what you believe, what you feel in your heart. You can make yourself think something. You can. But if you don't believe it with your heart, it's not real. It's just how it works. So it was a very honorable moment because, I'm stepping into the battlefield for sure. I am. But I'm not alone, and that's the beautiful thing. It's like, dude, God has already done this. He already got this ready for me. And it's like, I play this battlefield. Everyone has their positions. We're lining up, bro. We're going into it. You know what I mean? What is an antichrist? Come on, guys. It's not the devil. It's not some demon. Stop with your fucking imaginations, bro. It's a human being that has no Christ-likeness to them. Meaning no feeling. Agamemnon, Hitler, Osama bin Laden. You know what I mean? I don't know for sure if these other ones are, Putin and that other guy, Kim Jong-un or whatever his name is. They are antichrists. Meaning they don't embody any of the Christ-like consciousness. They have no hearts. They're all flesh. They're warriors of man. They're all here about destruction, control, power, dominance. The 7 deadly sins. They're all, Galatians 5:19 through 23. The fruits of the Spirit versus the fruits of the flesh. He's not. It's just, they all are just men. You know what I mean? These were just men in history that were able to rally up people to believe what they believed was the right thing to do in order to gain peace in their lives. You know what I mean? That's it. They believe these destructive third world, and we are now a new third world. Third world, because we go into the Third World War, which we are very going into. Do you think he's not going to? That's the whole reason they're mad at us, is because we're not helping anyone. We're not getting into any of this. We're not stopping it. We're not doing anything. He's going to make everything. He's going to do everything at once. He's going to do everything. But in order to do that, is he going to go in and do that? Or is he going to send in our people? How are we going to fix this? Him or us, the people? And that's where it comes into. Are you going to fight these battles that are not our battles? Are you going to become enemies with people that are not our enemies? Are you going to do what's right for your country instead of what's right for your soul? Does this feel right? Any of this feel right? Are we going to stand up to authority? Or are we going to submit and follow like the fucking Nazis? It's what's got to happen. In order to stop these wars, they need the most powerful country to come in and stop these wars, which means they need our might. They need our sword. They need our weapons. They need us. The weapons don't work by themselves. They need trained weapons. And that's what I was talking about my daughter. It's like, dude, they're going to how do you think a Marine becomes a Marine? It's combat training. They can completely train a monkey to fucking fly a fucking airplane, dude. That's what they do. Any branch, they're training you to be a killer. You have the training. Give them a weapon and tell them who to shoot. Well, shit. They were trained for it. They're like, you know what I mean? All these men and women that have been playing jobs and shit in the military, and all of a sudden, attention, attention, attention. And now they're all fucking getting shot out. And they literally have to use this gun that they ain't used since training, and they're telling them that they got to shoot these people. These are the enemies. Let's go. You were trained for this. This is what we pay you for. This is you being patriotic to our people. We're going in. Where are they going? I don't know. I have totally no idea how far these wars have spread. But their job is to get it all under, you know what I mean? They're waiting on America to come and help clean all this shit up. So they could send them in any of these countries to fight a fucking foreign fucking enemy that's not our enemy, but now has become one. We put our people, we choose a side, and everybody dies. Where is he sending us first? Where do we go first? On the wheel of shame. I don't know. It's happened before. Obama stopped that shit. It's like, we're bringing all these people back. Why the fuck do we have fucking soldiers all over the fucking world fighting fucking... What the fuck is happening? Bring them all back. Bring them all back. Bring it back. Bring it back. The good thing that we have here is he can only rule for 4 years. Imagine if he had the full 8 that we got going on. Oh, shit. Not to say that there's a savior 4 years after. I'm just saying, we're in for one hell of a ride. And meanwhile, while he's creating an army, I got to be over here creating God's army. And when his army gets home and sees that we got our own army, then guess what happens? Now we're in a lot of trouble. They're still in fight mode, dude. Now they're going to fight us. And that's it. The churches don't want me to speak of this because the churches lose their power. The freaking businesses and all these groups, these ethnic groups, these celebrity stars, all these people in these states of authority and power and recognition and admiration, these false idols, come falling down when I teach you to believe in God. And in essence, that God is within you. When I empower you, that the power that Jesus Christ spoke of lies within you, that you have universal power, you're not really going to go for this shit no more. Like, no, I resign. What do you mean you resign? Yep. You know what I mean? I resign. What do you mean? And then what? They're going to draft our children? They're going to force our children to go fight a war that's not our war? What do you think they're going to do with all these immigrant people that are in that they just brought in? What are you thinking? Trump can't stand immigrant people. What is he going to do with all these people when he gets in? They're not our problem, right? Where's he going to put them? Where did he put the last ones? Do you remember when he did that? When he did all those ICE raids and he took all those children and all of those parents and nobody ever knew, and they said that he was keeping them in Walmart basements? Walmart doesn't have a basement. I worked in the back of one. I didn't find a basement. If it was there, they would have told us to go there during an event of a fucking tornado. They don't have a basement. Anyways, where's all these people? What's he going to do with the next ones? Are they going to be the soldiers? I don't know. Have you guys thought about any of this? You can't stop it. You just have to be aware of what's coming. And where do you stand? Where do you stand in all this? Because you're standing in it. It's all around you. I'm not here to make you fear it. That's what the Bible does. That's what the fucking books do. I'm here to empower you that we're going to make it through it. As long as we have the right hearts. Because those without heart are going to perish, just as the book said. Sad times. I don't know. It was a lot. And again, that's why I don't mess around with Jesus. But I appreciate him so much to remind me, you are not alone. We win. We win. I might take a beating. What happens? The only thing that I see happening is I go blind. Honestly, I've seen that since forever. For some reason, I always knew I'd lose my eyesight. And that might be because I see God. It's the same thing that happened. They say that that's what happened to fucking... What was it, Moses? He went blind. That's it. I always knew I would be able to put on my makeup without my eyes. I could do things without my eyes. I always saw that. I don't know why. That's it. If you can't see the physical, then all you can see is the spiritual. Like why? I don't know. I just chopped it up to that's what happened to Neo, too. You know what I mean? Neo couldn't see, but then he could see everything. He could see it perfectly. I don't know. That's the only thing I see as far as an ailment. I don't take no gunshots. I might go to jail. I might sit in the jail room for a minute. I ain't the first. Be sitting in there with God and, you know what I mean? The Apostle Paul. Hey, how was your time? How'd you spend your time? Man, you were real dumb in my time. Dude, my mom escaped a New Mexican jail. The Holy Spirit, dude. The Holy Spirit did that with Daniel and all kinds of stuff, dude. These are great. These are great times. He's going to show his might. It's great. I told Mr. Plum, I was like, dude, he showed me how he shot down Cain yesterday. I was like, oh, this is great stuff. Yeah, bro, those are good times. It's a good time to be alive, as long as you're alive in the spirit and not in the flesh. So yeah, I'm very important. They want to hunt me. Come with me if you want to live. I'm starting an army. I'm starting a revolution. Don't invite your mom or her boyfriend, because I don't like them. You don't either. Why do you even fucking go and entertain them? Who's my mom? Okay, and that's God's child. Leave them to be. We got shit to do today. Hey, I don't know. That's not really a shadow. I mean, it could be, if you don't know Jesus Christ, our Savior. And the truth is... Okay, let's go back to the Mormons. Here's a good one that nobody wants to believe. The Mormons believe, and it's a crazy story. Here's a story of a guy named John Smith. I think it was named Smith. I don't know. John, Jacob, Jingleheimer Smith. Could have been Paul, Peter, Simon. I don't know. God be changing names. Anyways, it's a guy in New York. New York. In New York. Okay, enough. Something about that in New York, New Jersey. He's out on a field and, something. God tells him to come and gives him a vision. I have a vision for your life. You are going to spread this new church. Cool. Everybody denies that happened. No, that didn't happen. God didn't talk to that guy. I don't know. I think so. God talks to me all the time and you don't believe it. Anyways. So then he goes and, that's the story. There's this story of a guy named John something. I don't really know his name. So then he goes and builds this church and shit. But then again, they're persecuted too. And they keep going on and on and on. And whatever the case may be. He's doing God's work. And no matter what, God gave the same message to every person he ever told to go spread my word. What happens is they go in and they get this discipleship. They get their little, their cabinet of secretaries, and they come in them and they whisper some bullshit. So that's where it all started. I was talking about Biden. I was like, I only saw it last night. It was all over my fucking YouTube. I saw him try to answer one question. And I was like, his answer was, they were like, well, how would you respond to it? And his answer was responding to what we've already done rather than this situation at hand. They're like, what would you say if the black community said something to us? Like, I would tell them what we already did, is basically how he started. Like, oh man, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. This ain't going nowhere. I gotta get out of here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. It's just for entertainment purposes only. It doesn't matter. Nothing that either of those people say is whatever. But in that moment, Mr. Plum's telling me that, he really believes the shit that comes out of his mouth. I was like, because he really has people telling him that everything's all good. Because he was talking about inflation or something and how, no, our country's great. And it's like, no, Mr. Plum, he doesn't go to the store. He doesn't know any of this. He doesn't know. They're presidents. They don't go to the supermarket and see the price change. They don't put gas in their car. They don't purchase clothes. They don't see any of this. They don't pay a fucking bill in their life. They don't see any of this. They don't see our roads. They've never drove down our roads to know that all these taxes used for infrastructure is not happening. Their kids don't go to our schools, so they don't know what's happening in our schools. Do you know what I mean? All this money. They've never been to a public library. They don't know what community fucking, you know what I mean? They don't know how the taxes are being spent. They're just, all of this shit. Going back to it. So anyways, he's saying, no, our country's at the best it could be. And he truly believes that. Why? Because he has a group of people that are telling him that everything's all good. Why? Why are they telling him everything's all good? I don't know. Maybe they don't want him to know the truth. Or maybe they really believe that shit. And they want other people. Just tell them everything's good. And they'll believe it. You know what I mean? Then we can go back to COVID. Or let's go back to Trump when he swore to God that the whole fucking thing was rigged. So now this time when you win, are we supposed to throw a fight and say that it was rigged? Shut up. Are we supposed to raid the Capitol because, you won? Shut up. We're supposed to do as you did? Act like you did when you didn't, when you got a no, when you took an L? Shut up. Anyways. So much in this. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. With that being said, bro, that's it. They want you to, they believe it. They believe it because somebody told them that this is what it is. You know what I mean? He doesn't really know. Our presidents don't really know what's really going on other than what people are telling them. The churches don't know what's going on. The police don't know what's going on. The fucking courts don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You only know what's being told to you, and you take it at face value, that it's the absolute truth. You don't do any work to investigate what the truth is. You say that, no, I heard it. I know it's real. I heard it. I saw it twice. And you're walking in lies. And those lies are going to lead you straight into destruction. So be careful with that. I don't know. That's a lot of heavy duty. Heavy duty. I mean, it's coming. It was already... Dude, read your books. It's in the books, dude. This is one for the books. I keep telling you fuckers. What do I gotta do? I gotta go do Jesus work. St. Patrick work. Mother Cabrini work. Fucking Metatron work. A light worker work. What do I gotta do? Spread the hope and faith during the end times. Leave that that's no longer serving you. Turn from your evil ways. God is the next day. That's it. And that's that one religion. I gotta catch everyone all at once. No, not you. You can't come to our... You can't be part of my boy band group. God doesn't like you. You are a sinner. Shut up. Come on. Come on. Get out of the fire, dude. Quick. That's just... You smell. Come on, let me wash you down. Let me wash your feet or something. Jesus, come here. Let me teach you. Let me teach you about God. He loves you. Come here. Come here. Are you hungry? You hungry? Ever hung out with a stoner? You good? You want something to eat? You want something to drink? What you want to do? You good? Okay, fine. Then just sit down. Shut up. We're going to sit here and chill. Think about God. Sounds terrifying, right? It's like, oh, they're going to get you. Nah, not really. Not how I see it. They're out there. Sounds so great. No, God's out there. That's the honor. It's like, man, we're really stepping into this role. Do you know what this role comes with? Yeah, man, I'm ruling this. I'll meet that person. I'll meet it. Dude, come on. We will align. Our timelines will align. I'll face that man when it's time to face that man. But right now, I'm out to get the people. He's building his army. I'm building God's. We'll see. And that becomes the fight of good and evil. Good and evil. That's what I said. This is not going to be north and south, because the north lives in the south, and the south has fled to the north, and everything is all messy. It's not of the flags. It's of the heart of good and evil is the next war we face. The end times is the war of good and evil. Do you believe it's good to go killing a bunch of people that we don't know? That we don't know, and we don't even know why they're fighting, and we don't even really know if they're an enemy to each other? Nobody knows what's happening over at the Palestine. Nobody knows who's in charge of this and why it's happening. And we're just going to go in and pick a side and start killing people? Throw our children and our men and our husbands and our, you know what I mean, and our women, because it's very much a women's field too. We're just going to send our soldiers out there to just, you know, a call of duty. You got a gun. You know how to use a gun. Go kill these people. All of them. Children too. Oh shit, do you remember Vietnam? They came back really that's why we have so many of them. They came back really fucked up. It was all a game until they had to kill some people, dude, and then they fucked them up. Then they come back and they don't feel safe, and they feel like they've seen some shit. We're going to do that again. We're going to send a whole bunch of people to go witness death and despair, have them sin, and expect them to be good, godly people. Give them a big fat GI paycheck when they get back. You know what I mean? A Purple Heart. And then, you know, do them like Lieutenant Dan. Just wheel them away into a bar as a homeless. Not in my time. I mean, I don't know. We've got 57 years, so I'm not exactly sure how this paints out, but it's starting. Release the Kraken. He doesn't lose. And you haven't considered what he's going to do when he wins. Nobody has. He's going to win. But what is his intentions for us to win? What does it look like for us to win according to his standard? How does he fulfill his role of us winning, of a powerful leader, of a king, of the most powerful country? How does this go down? I don't know. You might want to think about that on a Friday. Hey, I got other stuff to think about. I just wanted to get all that out of me because I was sitting here and it's like, you know, yeah, sticks and stones, it's about to come, but I get to do the good work. I get to do the good work as, you know, as the temples fall in the end of times, as I get to sit outside and tell everyone God's glory. He's here. Jesus is coming to save you, bro. All this, we just got to walk in the light and stay away from all this darkness that's happening. And I've already said it too. We're not even part of this. We're in the Garden of Eden, totally protected by the flames of justice and truth. We don't have to worry about any of that shit. Seriously. It's like Hogwarts bubble. We'll have our own food. We have all of that. And as they always say, you are not... Dude, the other beings are coming in. Did you see the monoliths? There's a third one coming. I just can't figure out where it is. It should be popping up soon. I believe it's going to be over in Europe. They're lining the... What are they doing? I can't tell you. I was about to. They're like, nope, you can't tell them. Anyways, it's a great time. It's a great time to, you know, be alive. You might want to wake up. You might want to wake up. Hey, I love you guys. Laters. Haters. Bye.